Your computer is lying to you. Not about everything, just about which operating system is actually the best one for you. Because every OS you have ever used was designed to keep you using it, not to serve you, to keep you. And once you understand what each one is actually doing behind the scenes, the choice becomes a lot clearer. So here is every major operating system explained honestly. No marketing, no bias, just the truth. Windows. Windows is on more computers than any other OS on the planet. Made by Microsoft, first released in 1985. Back then, it was not even a real operating system. It was just a graphical layer sitting on top of MS-DOS, making old command line software look slightly less terrifying. But it evolved. Windows 95 changed everything. Then XP, then 7, then 10, now 11. Each version adding more features, more compatibility, and more complexity underneath. The reason Windows dominates is not because it is the best. It is because it runs on everything. Any PC, any laptop, any brand. Dell, HP, Lenovo, Asus, Acer, it does not matter. Windows works on all of it. That flexibility is why schools, offices, governments, and gaming rigs all run Windows by default. But here is what Windows does not advertise. Those famous updates that always interrupt you at the worst possible moment are not optional. Windows owns your update schedule, not you. And the blue screen of death, that iconic white text on blue panic screen, has existed since Windows 1.0. Nearly 40 years later, it still happens. That tells you something. macOS. macOS is Apple's operating system, and it only runs on Apple hardware. It was introduced in 2001, the same year the iPod launched, and it has been exclusive to Apple devices ever since. MacBooks, iMacs, Mac Minis. If it does not have an Apple logo on it, macOS will not run on it. That is intentional. Apple controls both the hardware and the software, which is why macOS feels so smooth. No compatibility issues, no driver conflicts. Everything is built to work together from day one. Creative professionals love macOS specifically because of the built-in apps. Final Cut Pro for video, Logic Pro for music, GarageBand for beginners. These tools alone make MacBooks the default choice for video editors, graphic designers, and musicians worldwide. But here is what Apple does not tell you. When you buy a Mac, you are not just buying a computer. You are buying into a system that is specifically designed to make leaving feel painful. Moving files out of iCloud is complicated. Switching to Windows means losing your entire app library. And if you want to game seriously, macOS is almost useless because it lacks DirectX support, and most A game developers do not build for it. Linux. Linux is not one operating system. It is a family of operating systems. Hundreds of versions called distributions or distros, all built on the same open source foundation created in 1991 by a Finnish software engineer named Linus Torvalds, who just wanted a free alternative to everything else. Linux runs on almost nothing in terms of system requirements, which is why it can bring an ancient laptop back to life. It powers the servers behind Google, Facebook, NASA, and most of the internet you use every day. It is free. It is open source, meaning anyone can modify it, build it, customize it. Ubuntu and Fedora are built for regular users. Debian and CentOS are built for servers and professionals. The honest truth about Linux is that it is not for most people. The interface is different. Many distros still rely heavily on command-line text inputs instead of clicking buttons. Software compatibility is limited because most mainstream apps and games are built for Windows or macOS first. Linux users have to find alternatives for almost everything. But if you know what you are doing, Linux is the most powerful and most free operating system that exists. ChromeOS. ChromeOS was released by Google in 2011, built around one simple idea. Almost everything happens in the browser. It is the operating system behind Chromebooks, and it is designed to be fast, simple, and nearly impossible to break. Boot up takes seconds. Updates happen automatically in the background, completely invisible to you. Most of your files, your apps, and your work live in the cloud, not on the device itself. This makes Chromebooks incredibly secure. There is barely anything for malware to actually attack. It is also why Chromebooks are everywhere in schools. They are cheap, they are durable, and IT departments can manage thousands of them remotely without touching a single device. But here is the catch. Without internet, a Chromebook becomes almost useless. You cannot install real desktop software. No Photoshop, no traditional video editing, no serious gaming. Chromebooks can run Android apps through the Google Play Store, which helps. But most of those apps were designed for phone screens, not laptops. So ChromeOS works great if your life already runs through a browser. For everyone else, it feels like using half a computer. Android. Android is Google's mobile operating system, and it runs on more phones than anything else on Earth. It was released in 2008, and it is open source, meaning any phone maker can use it for free. That is exactly why Samsung, Xiaomi, OnePlus, Oppo, and dozens of other brands all run Android. You can customize almost everything. Change your launcher, your icons, your entire home screen. Install apps from outside the Play Store if you want. Android also gives you more hardware options. Bigger batteries, expandable storage, headphone jacks, features iPhones do not have. But here is what most people do not realize. Because Android is open source, manufacturers can change it however they want. That means the version of Android on your phone is not the same as the version on a different brand's phone. Some manufacturers add years of updates. Others stop updating after 1 year, leaving your phone exposed to security risks. Manufacturers also load phones with bloatware. Apps you never asked for that you cannot delete, taking up storage and running in the background. And because there are so many different Android devices, developers cannot optimize for all of them equally. Some apps run perfectly, others lag, stutter, or drain your battery depending on which phone you own. So, Android gives you freedom. But that same freedom means your experience depends entirely on which company made your phone. iOS. iOS is Apple's mobile operating system, and it only runs on iPhones and iPads. Just like macOS, Apple controls everything. The chip, the screen, the software, the App Store. All of it designed together from the start. This is why iPhones feel so consistent. Every app opens fast. Every animation is smooth. The experience is the same whether you bought your phone last week or 3 years ago. Apple also supports older iPhones for years longer than most Android manufacturers. An iPhone from 5 years ago still gets the latest iOS update today. Try that with most Android phones. The App Store is also more curated than Google Play. Apps go through a strict review process before they are allowed in. This means fewer scam apps, fewer malware risks, and generally higher quality software. But iOS has a wall around it. You cannot change your default apps easily. You cannot install software from outside the App Store without jumping through serious hoops. Customization is limited compared to Android. For years, you could not even change your home screen layout beyond moving icons around in a fixed grid. Apple also makes switching away painful on purpose. iMessage locks you into the Blue Bubble ecosystem. AirDrop only works between Apple devices. Your photos, your notes, your reminders all live in iCloud, which is deeply inconvenient to move out of. And iPhones are expensive. Not just the device, the accessories, the cables, the repairs. Everything is priced at a premium, and Apple makes sure you feel it every step of the way. UNIX is the grandfather. Developed in the late 1960s at Bell Labs by AT&T, it was designed for serious multi-user multitasking, computing on servers and mainframes. Almost nobody uses it directly today, but almost every modern operating system, including macOS, Linux, iOS, and Android, descended from ideas that started in UNIX. Banks use it. Scientific research institutions use it. The National Weather Service runs UNIX-based systems to process the meteorological data that powers weather forecasting. The reason regular people do not use UNIX is simple. A full UNIX installation costs $1,447 per user. A company with 250 employees running UNIX spends over $350,000 just on the operating system. BSD. BSD stands for Berkeley Software Distribution. It originated from UNIX developed at the University of California, Berkeley in the 1970s. Like UNIX, it is built for servers networking and embedded systems, not consumer laptops. But BSD is quietly everywhere. The PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 both run BSD-based operating systems. Netflix's entire content delivery network runs on BSD. Enterprise firewalls like pfSense and OPNsense are built on BSD because of its exceptional resource management and ability to handle enormous workloads without failing. FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and NetBSD are the three main versions, each optimized for slightly different professional use cases. So, here is the honest answer to which operating system is best. For most people, Windows. For creative professionals, macOS. For servers and technical experts, Linux. For students on a budget, ChromeOS. For phone customization, Android. For phone stability, iOS. For enterprise servers, UNIX or BSD. The best operating system is not the most powerful one. It is the one that gets out of your way and lets you do your work. That answer is different for every single person using a computer today.